Yes, my darling, you are safe here.
Gander, you nourished the hungry, you sheltered the displaced, you guided the lost, you warmed our souls, you stole our hearts, and we are forever grateful to you.
We're Michael and Holliff. Together with our German Shepherd Kana,
This is for you.
we've been traveling full-time around the United States in our camper van.
Kana, what you doing?
We arrived in Canada to explore the vast land of the Great White North. So come, join us and travel around Canada in our home on wheels. Previously, we hopped the Newfoundland ferry for a 6-hour journey across from Nova Scotia. We arrived at Port aux Basques in Newfoundland, safe and sound.
Hey girl, oh my god.
After driving through some surreal landscapes in Newfoundland, we approached the town of Gander in the middle of the island for a very special event held in town for the next few days.
Today we are in Gander, Newfoundland, and this is about an hour away from where Michael grew up.
If you've heard of Gander at all, you may have heard of it from the play Come From Away, which is a play that's been on Broadway now for quite some time. It's a big hit, so it celebrates the contributions that the town of Gander and Lewisport and a few other places around the town of Gander made to the efforts to help with 9/11. 38 planes landed here, and about 6,500, 7,000 people got off those planes, effectively doubling the town's population overnight. And they had to figure out how to deal with it.
This weekend also happens to be the 20th year anniversary of the 9/11 event that was unveiled in New York, Pennsylvania. It also happened here in Gander. The town of Gander is hosting a few events that we're gonna attend.
So our goal in coming here was to see 9/11 from the other side of the story. When we're in the US, we often hear about it from the American side, and we wanted to come up here and see it from the side of the Canadians who contributed to helping them on that day. This is the Steele Community Center, which features quite prominently in the 9/11 story of Gander.
And we are here to go to the media room and gonna pick up our media pass.
Good for shaking hands. Matt, nice to meet you.
Michael, what? Holliff.
Nice to meet you, Holliff.
Nice to meet you.
How are you folks doing?
This is the media room of the 20th anniversary of 9/11 commemorative event, which is housed at the Steele Community Center, Sports Hall of Fame.
Rugged coast. It was opening in Gander, Newfoundland. Settled, you know. We're here because of the airport.
It's a classic Canadian hockey and curling arena, which is featured as one of the sites in Come From Away.
Pretty much once they got back to their own cities and their own countries, they started to send back some notes of thanks.
Here in the media room, a temporary Come From Away display was built to highlight the hit Broadway musical show from all around the world, including New York and North America, Australia, and London. There are lots of encouraging notes sent from all over the world to the people of Gander.
That's a big line to Come From Away.
I saw STFD written on one of these cards.
Slow the down. That's Oz's big line.
Does it feel a little cold in here? It's chilly. So this is one of the ice rinks in Gander, and when 9/11 happened, the Salvation Army is responsible for ordering all the food to keep these passengers fed. And of course, the town of Gander is really small, so they probably don't have refrigeration units big enough to handle all that food for thousands of people. Normally, what's behind me here is ice. The Salvation Army was responsible for that. They were supposed to have hockey in here, but they canceled all the hockey games so that they could use this as the largest walk-in refrigerator in the world. So they're setting up right now for the commemoration ceremony that's actually going to be held on the 11th. These workers have a great, cool place to work. We got our media passes, and now we have to go back to the van and rescue a poor dog who's been left there for 5 minutes and wonders where her daddies are. Our next event is a book signing event, which takes place in one of the significant sites featured in Come From Away, the Royal Canadian Legion Gander, Branch 8. And this is one of the places that people slept when they came here from away. Gander's Legion hosted about 67 people here, and they all stayed here for 5 nights or 5 days. Several prominent local figures stood and talked on the podium,
And a lot of them left as friends.
telling stories on the fateful week of September 2001 in Gander.
And the angels are the people of Newfoundland and Labrador.
It's a heartwarming event, and you can read some of these stories in their book, that's widely published today. Flown into the arms of angels, Newfoundland and Labrador's unsung heroes of 9/11. I've got a local celebrity behind me, Commander Gander.
Now off to the first press conference, like first ever in the town of Gander for the 9/11 related event.
Next is the media conference. And it's nothing like we had expected before. It's held very informally, in Newfoundland style, with Tim Hortons coffee and muffins.
My picture there, my grandson.
So we felt comfortable and welcomed immediately. It felt just like talking to old friends here. And then we
Pronounce it, jeez. You son of a bitch.
and it's
Give you a bed upside the head, getting on with that. I'm glad.
We had great conversations with Des Dillon, lead for the Red Cross during 9/11, and Bishop John Watton, who shared very personal stories regarding specific passengers arriving in
We have
Gander.
different religious traditions, and we had some young people who were Islamic. They were scared
I imagine, yeah.
because they did not know how people would respond, or even if they were safe.
Right here is where this rhyme right here, my grandson, he was 3 years old at the time.
Hello, I'm Halif Ganawan.
Hi, the former mayor of Gander.
Mr. Elliott,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But the highlight for us was a personal chat with former Mayor Claude Elliott, whose character is featured in the Broadway show Come From Away. Claude Elliott?
Yes, I am.
Former
Pleasure
mayor
to
of
meet you.
Gander, mayor of Gander when 9/11 happened. Mayor Claude Elliott gave us a very heartwarming and humble description of the rescue efforts happening in Gander in September of 2001.
Our world today is in turmoil. There's no question. I think everyone can agree with that. And I think this is why this Come From Away is really now taking off, because people want to hear a good news story.
Claude was a very chill and genuinely nice person. He agreed to answer some of our silly questions. So the burning question, you gonna run again?
No, I
feel like I'm like a political party.
No, I retired in 2017 after 21 years as mayor. Now all of a sudden it's like Gander is, is one of those places where everybody knows about now. There's no question it's brought us to another level here in Gander that we never ever thought would happen. Well, I guarantee you when those people left here on the 5th day that we never thought we'd ever see any of them again. It was just, we did what we had to do, and never in our wildest dreams did we ever think that we'd be played and portrayed on Broadway.
Hamilton is probably blowing everybody out of the water, but this is like number two.
Number two.
For sure, and probably going to be number one very soon.
And it was strange for me to watch somebody playing me on stage too. So we were both doing our first things, I guess.
If you have to pick an actor to play you in the Hollywood movie, who do you think would represent you the best?
Well, I think George Clooney would probably do a pretty good job of it.
Check out our complete interview with Mayor Claude Elliott on our channel. It will give you a better understanding of Gander's role in 9/11, including his thoughts on Come From Away. And now, we have to ask the last burning question.
Are you proud to be a Newfoundlander?
You got that right, Lon. Made your big jib draw.
Awesome. All right.
Really appreciate you having a chat with us.
No problem.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
The fruit of our press conference is that we ought to take the leftover pastries from the press conference.
That's how press conferences always happen in Newfoundland. Last one to leave takes the muffins.
Sweet.
And we're off to our next event.
Our next event is going to be held here tonight at the Gander International Airport.
Gander is one of the few places in the world where the airport was built first and the community came after. Gander at one time had more paved surface than New York City.
With that in mind, we're heading into the Gander International Terminal to take a look at this historic landmark before the event starts. We're heading into an event at the Gander International Airport to talk about the unknown stories of 9/11 here. This is the historic Gander International Airport Arrivals Hall, an iconic and significant place in the 9/11 story. Here, back in those days in September 2001, thousands of confused passengers walked into this small airport into the unknown. And the rest is history. 20 years ago, when this arrivals door opened, The people that were coming through it had no idea where they were and no idea how long they were going to have to stay. Jeff Tucker, a former Gander Airport employee, gives us a quick introduction to the famous Gander Airport mural, The Evolution of Flight. Tonight, the busy crew is getting ready for the Unknown Stories event, a limited and reservation-only storytelling event that features several personal stories surrounding 9/11 in Gander. It's a very laid-back evening at the International Arrivals Hall that we've been looking forward to.
My name is Brian Williams, and I'm the Tourism Development Officer with the town of Gander. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to the Untold Stories event. This will relate to their unique story as they lived it, and nothing tonight has been scripted.
When I got home, I started to watch it on television, and I was simply
At the Untold Stories event, a few prominent local figures gave us personal stories about their roles and accounts of Gander's hospitality.
11 o'clock next day, we had all the passengers registered.
So at that point then, Heather and I both realized that social, as we were the coordinators of the team.
For the 3.5 days they were there, there's not a table empty. I'm not finished. And suddenly, there was a rainbow.
A few plain people also showed up. Many made the journey from far away.
For just being here and being amazing.
Just a little bit about me. I'm a proud flight attendant. I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I'm even a Lady Shriner. But my favorite title of all is being a screeched-in uniform. You warmed our souls, you stole our hearts, and we are forever grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening.
Most people know the story of Gander and how Gander took care of all these passengers, but to dive deep into these small personal stories really made it all come together.
There are so many stories that everybody here has to tell. We heard like a few of them, and it is touching at moments. Some are very emotional.
Yeah, and it's hard to really describe how you feel.
Yeah.
All right, so that's halfway through the ceremonies here.
And tomorrow.
Now we've got tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow is another different days, different activities, the actual 9/11.
The first event this morning is the dedication of a 9/11 memorial at Gander Town Hall. It's a little bit windy this morning, sort of the end of tropical storm or Hurricane Larry. But we're heading over to the 9/11 ceremony right now. And it says it's going to be sunny all day, so hopefully this gray cloud will clear off really soon. A handful of people showed up, including these reporters from news organizations.
Has been unveiled today to mark this very significant 20th anniversary.
Radio King.
We're at the Gander Town Hall here this morning for an unveiling of a new monument that was brought down here from New York. So there's a piece of the building that they brought to the city of Gander, and they're going to unveil that this morning.
My name is Tara Pollitt, and I'm the Deputy Mayor with the town of Gander. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the unveiling and dedication of the Compassion Monument.
Created as a result of the twist of fate that made us.
We shared tears, we grieved together.
He continues to capture the human spirit and to captivate the world. We thank you for your presence both on 9/11 and here today.
After the ceremony, we were invited to come inside the town hall, where a few important mementos and memorials are housed.
The Pennsylvania people. There's 4 shamrocks cut out of the steel. They're the ones that put the plane down under. Right? And this here's.
We're now at the Steele Community Center here in Gander. Now is the main commemoration ceremony for the 9/11 attacks. So we're going to go find our seats. We have assigned seating here, and we just got to go look for it. This is a very formal event, which is televised across Canada and sponsored by Come From Away, the Broadway show. So we're sitting in the penalty box for this ceremony. You can tell it's a penalty box because it has the control in the middle and then a place for each player, keep them from fighting. It is, that's what it's for. A massive preparation is taking place here at the Steele Community Center, and we're doing our part to be ready as well.
This service will be broadcast live beginning at 2 p.m. sharp.
We gather today on this, the 20th anniversary of September 11th. We've entitled our commemoration, The Power of Many.
On behalf of our members and the Chief and Council of the Hollywood Mi'kmaq First Nation, I want to welcome you to the Central Region and to the community of Gander.
Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
As we watch these three lanterns glowing, let us do so with gratitude.
Robin is here today to perform Hero's Heart, a tribute to first responders.
But a hero's heart is just as fragile. It ain't made of steel. It ain't bulletproof.
It's kind to join us here today in person in the Steele Community Center. And
yet not everyone had the proficiency in English to initiate communications with us.
And this is your home for sure. The 6,700 new faces.
Today we are gathered to mark a tragic, solemn occasion as we remember all those lives lost 20 years ago.
I have a message from your daughter, the lady on the phone stated. She wants me to tell you she is fine and she is in Gander, Newfoundland.
I'm honored and humbled to be here today as the representative of the U.S. government.
Our nations share a close geography and history that will forever bind us together.
Forget the sacrifices of so many and the unity provided by a love of country. Thank you for remembering.
Remember the day, the first signs of trouble, the dust and the
For that, I am truly grateful.
Thank you all so much for being here and for joining us on this very special occasion.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, and grace my fears relieved. But now I see.
And that was our experience for 9/11 in Gander, Newfoundland.
I've never met so many people in one little area that's so hospitable and so kind.
You know, I know that the people who came to Gander were very grateful, but I also get the impression that the people from Gander were very grateful that people came to them. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow our adventures around North America, please click the subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications every time we post something new,
hit the bell.
Thank you very much from Gander.
Thank you.
Stand on guard for thee.
This is the Steele Community Center, which features prominently in the set of